When I talk about my work as a social worker, educator, researcher, with people that don't know me, I often get asked the question, why Francisco? Why did you become a social worker? The community that I have advocated for many years are returning citizens, also known by the dominant culture as ex-felons, ex-cons, and formerly incarcerated individuals. I also advocate for those that have been impacted by violence, trauma, and historical oppression. In order to fully understand my why I became a social worker, I need to take you back to my childhood and introduce you to my two best friends, Lamar Jackson and Stephen Sparky Cifra. I grew up in a diverse, low-income, marginalized community in the city of Los Angeles that was populated by recent immigrants and African Americans. Lamar was African American, and Stephen the son of Hungarian immigrants, and I, a Mexican immigrant. In Los Angeles, during my adolescence, which was the mid-80s to early 90s, we witnessed a surge in gang violence and police brutality in our communities. My friends and I participated in what some people might label as juvenile delinquency, but we called it survival. At the age of 13 years old, my friend Stephen got caught up in the school-to-prison pipeline. At 15 years old, my friend Lamar was killed in a drive-by shooting. Stephen got caught up in the cycle of recidivism and graduated from the juvenile detention centers to the California prison system. In his last bit, he spent 8 years in solitary confinement at the Pelican Bay prison. Although I got caught up in the system, I was able to escape it. You see, I became a father at the age of 18. This changed my life. I went from surviving on the streets to learning how to advocate for myself and others. I became active and participated in street outreach work in order to decrease gun violence in our communities. With the support and encouragement from my Chicano mentors, I found myself in academia, earning a bachelor's degree in sociology, and then hustled my way into graduate school. Earning a master's degree in social work assisted me in my cause to continue working with young people and families affected by violence and poverty. I owe much of my academic success to the Chicano, Latino, and African American mentors and professors who profoundly understood my struggle and therefore were strong champions of my cause. I stand on the shoulders of my family, ancestors, and mentors. For the past 20 years, I have worked in several social work settings. In 2007, I co-coordinated a project called the School to Prison Pipeline Reversal Project in the San Fernando Valley. Within this project, we advocated within the juvenile justice system with the goal to reverse the school to prison pipeline. My professional social work experience ranges from providing mental health services to youth, families, and adults, to working with multidisciplinary teams, partnering up with street organizations, the justice system, community schools, hospitals, and nonprofit organizations. I have also assisted with the development of programs to support survivors of violence in the Los Angeles and Chicago communities. I taught as an adjunct professor at Northeastern Illinois University in the social work program for 10 years. This work as an instructor motivated me to return to academia as a student to work towards a doctorate degree. In August of 2020, in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, I graduated with a doctorate of social work degree. The focus of my research is on developing innovative methods to engage survivors of violence, trauma, and structural oppression. As the director of the online bilingual Masters of Social Work program at Loyola University Chicago, my goal is to train, mentor, and prepare the next generation of innovative social workers to continue in the struggle. This is my short version of why I became a social worker. One more thing. I'm happy to report that my childhood friend, Stephen Sparky Cifra, is no longer in prison. In the spring semester of 2021, he was a guest speaker in my community organizing class at Northeastern Illinois University. And in the summer of 2021, he graduated with his Master's of Social Work degree. When I was a child, my grandmother once told me, Francisco, you have to learn to listen with your heart. And I did. So I want to thank you for listening to my story with your heart. Thank you.